come to the microphone for a presentation.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon. I'm told that my job is to round up. So I have no slides, particularly since I did a ministerial platform just a week ago that lasted almost 3 hours. So I'm going to be short and succinct. But I want to begin with two things. One is, of course, to recognize my colleagues, the Honorable Minister of Works and the Honorable Minister of Trade and Investment, the Senior Special Assistant to the President. They've done a great job, a really wonderful job, my two colleagues, in putting out what the government of President Goodluck Jonathan is doing. And they've also made clear that it is not just the ministers doing this, but they have a team. And those teams are working. So I also want to recognize the senior government functionaries here, the PAMSECs in the audience, and of course my own PAMSEC has to stand up, Mrs. Mwobia, for special recognition. I want to recognize a woman who is an icon for women and for the whole of Nigeria, the DG of the National Women's Center, Ms. Onyeka Onwenu, who is here with a group of able women supporting us. And before we go, I want us to, before I start, I want us to sing something that will epitomize what I'm about to tell you. Because what I'm about to round up is to say that in spite of all the challenges and the difficulties we have in this country, God has done for us. Is it not true? Yes. He has done for us. He has done for us. What my father could not do, what my mother cannot do. Thank you. That just captures what I want to tell you. That what you've heard from my colleagues today show that it is not the issue that this country does not have challenges. It does. And they were all listed by the Senior Special Assistant. Yes, we face challenges in the economy, the challenges of unemployment, the challenges of exclusion, the challenges of job creation. But the point we want to make is that for the past 3 to 4 years, what you have heard from my colleagues today show that this administration under the president is facing up to those challenges and is trying to tackle them one by one. And if we remain resolute, we will be able to finish tackling all these challenges, from security to creation of employment to running the economy to making sure that every Nigerian is able to say, yes, I can stand on my own 2 feet. That's what this is all about. And I want to say that signs that we are wrapping all this up and we are going to continue making these waves that they talked about are there. The first one I want to mention to you and remind you again is that it is under President Goodluck Jonathan that the rebasing of this economy was achieved. For 24 years, we were not able to rebase the economy. We did not. We rebased this economy and it became the first largest economy in Africa, the 26th largest in the world, with a GDP of 510 billion in 2013. And people will say, what does that mean? We cannot eat rebasing. I just want to remind you of some of the things you heard before. The reason why Aliko Dangote is investing $16 billion in this economy is because of the size, the consumer base, the potential market. If we didn't have this information about the size of the GDP, many people will not look to invest here. That's what it means. The reason the automobile industry has come here to set up, to manufacture cars, is because we have what? The consumer base. With about 40 million consumers rising who are in the lower middle income rank, who are able to purchase these goods, that will also help create the jobs that will pull up the others from the bottom of the ladder. That is why it is important. I don't think that Unilever CEO would have come here about 2 months ago to say he's investing another 150 million euros in his enterprises, had it not been for the fact that he saw that he has a very large economic base to deal with. I could go on and on. The GE $1 billion memorandum that they signed for power, the fact that we attracted over $3 billion into the power industry when we privatized. All of this is because people feel, investors have seen that they cannot afford to be out of the Nigerian market because it is simply the largest market, the largest economy in Africa, the 26th largest in the world. It's going to be the 4th largest country by 2050. And within the next 10 to 15 years, it will be one of the 20 largest economies in the world. So if we keep working and keep faith, this economy will deliver what we want it to deliver. And that is the importance of the rebasing. For people who say, what does it mean for me? It means a lot in terms of attracting investment. So now, not only have we been showcased to the world, the president also showcased the country when he attracted the World Economic Forum to take place here. You all remember that this was said to be one of the best World Economic Fora we had in this year. In spite of the challenges we had at that time, over 1,000 CEOs from all over the world congregated here in Abuja to show the world that Nigeria matters and that Nigeria is firmly on the map. It was also in this forum that the Premier of China, Premier Li Keqiang, visited and announced $30 billion for the investment for the whole of Africa. He came here because he felt that this is the country that has the largest base, and it's here that the development of not only the subcontinent but the whole continent, it's from here that it will radiate. Nigeria has a big responsibility, not just for itself, but for the subcontinent and for Africa. And it is something that Mr. President talks about all the time and he wants to drive. I just want to remind you that the development we are trying to push here is not just for ourselves. We form 77% of West Africa's GDP. Did you know that? 77%. So if things don't work in Nigeria, it's not just about us alone. It means that the whole of West Africa will not really work well. We form 25%, 26% of Africa's GDP. It also means that if we don't work well, what happens? 1/4 of the economic output of the continent is affected. So that is why this administration is thinking not just about what to deliver here, but how to be a responsible African citizen, how to be a responsible global citizen in the way it delivers for its own people. And I want to tell you that in that regard, one of the key things I want to remind you of is the fact that we have tried to keep this economy stable under the leadership of the president. All these things you're seeing, the investment in roads and works, the investment in industry, that cannot happen if your economy lacks stability. If you wake up worrying about runaway inflation, if you wake up worrying about the exchange rate, you know Nigerians watch the exchange rate every single day. If you wake up worrying about no growth, then you cannot even talk about investing in the sectors, isn't it? So the number one task that every government needs to deliver and delivers in every country, America, UK, and Nigeria, is stability. And one thing you have to say for the Goodluck Jonathan administration is that we've been able to deliver macroeconomic stability for the past 3 years. The exchange rate, yes, it has gone up and down, it fluctuates, but it's been relatively stable. The inflation rate has come down from about 12% last year to about 8.5% today. The reserves have been at about 38 billion today, have remained enough to cushion us for 9 months. We have managed to put a little bit of money in our excess crude account. Yes, we could do more and should do more, but at least we have a little bit of a cushion there to draw on. Is it enough? The answer is no, but we are building it. So these are some of the elements. We've managed to keep our spending, a little bit more in control than in the past. So what they call our fiscal deficit, the difference between what you have to spend and what you are spending, it has narrowed. It's one of the lowest in the world, just over 1% of GDP. Many countries in Europe, their own is 5%, 6%, 10%, meaning they are spending ahead and so on. We have managed to keep it tight. And so these are all the things. Borrowing. What have we been doing? Nigerians have said that they don't like borrow too much, isn't it? So when we came, I just